Hello again from my front porch. I had the chance today to spend some time with my good friend Tara. We had lunch together at, well, of course, Pi 5, because that's where I love to go. But we hung out together too. She helped me repopulate my Marvel movie collection. I had some gaps I'd identified in my DVD collection. Actually, she also helped me get beyond my need for DVD collection, because she pointed out that I was a little bit archaic, only having a DVD player. I needed a Blu-ray player. And in fact, she was right, because so many of the titles I was looking for now primarily were available in Blu-ray. You could get just DVDs, and they have hardly nothing on them except the movie. They're cheap, but that's really all they are, is just that. And I just had a DVD player, and so she convinced me I needed to upgrade that. But while we were hanging out, and while we were doing that stuff, we also got to talking about the things that irritate us, that frustrate us about other people, and some of the impetus for it was driving and parking lot, the way people act in parking lots, and it's just like, why would someone pull out like that? Why would somebody not do, why? And it wasn't so much the lack of common sense, it was the lack of critical thinking skills. And I observed that before when I was sharing about how there was street flooding the one night, and I was driving home, and people that were trying to go down the street, and they realized, oh, I can't go that way because it's flooded, and they would stop, and then they might even make a U-turn, and then they're still stopped. It's like their brain is trying to process what do I do? It's like, you go a different route. It's not this hard. At least to me. But so we were talking about that, that there's this lack of critical thinking skills that seems to be just prevalent. That it's like we're training a generation to just accept what they're being told, to just accept this is the way it is, and to not really question. And yet the irony is that increasingly younger generations question everything. When you tell them the answer is no, you can't do something, they don't hear no. They hear, okay, no that way, but there's probably another way. What's the way that is yes? That's the way they hear it. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of that unfolds. But then that led us to an even more interesting conversation, and that was the lack, the diminishing of the yes ma'am mentality. And by that, where our conversation went was how when there was a time where there was so much respect, especially for your mom or your grandmother, that if they came down on you, there was no argument, there was no discussion, there was no, yeah, but I know you said no this way. It was just yes ma'am. And maybe some of that was a little fear, but most of it was respect. Now, some of the respect was born out of fear. But a little of that could be healthy. A little of that really could be. And we even got to talking about how when you talk about inner city violence, inner city areas where you've got young people who become thugs and become gang members because that's just what they do, and they get caught up in that. And that there's no police force that could possibly have a greater level of deterrence for someone like that than their grandmother could have. In fact, we were half joking, but joking about how you could have somebody who is a gang member who's out, they got guns, they're ready to go do some violence, and grandma shows up from out of somewhere and is the only person who could walk up and grab them by the ear and say, "You get your rear end home," and I don't care how tough they are. I don't care how big the guns are that they're using. Grandma grabs your ear and says, "Get home." You just say, "Yes, ma'am," and you get home. Now, I don't know if that is still as prevalent as it is, but I mean, there was a time where that generally was the case, and it's not just my belief based on what I've seen in movies. Tara is confirming that yeah, she's aware of that as well, and she grew up in New Jersey. It's kind of funny. People think she must have grown up in the South because she has a lot of the Southern tendencies, the yes ma'ams, the love for sweet tea. She enjoys country music. And as a black lady, these were, the country music one especially is always something that makes me go, oh, really? But yeah, oh, and Blake Shelton, oh, Chris Stapleton, oh, yeah, those are the people that really get her attention. But still, the point is, I mean, she validated that that's not just a rumor, that's not just an urban legend, that really is a cultural thing. It really was real, but it's diminishing. That level is diminishing, and so it gets me thinking that maybe there's more of a degradation than just where's your common sense or where's your critical thinking skills, and maybe it really is that loss of the yes ma'am concept. Because that's more than just saying yes ma'am to grandma. It's an understanding and an appreciation that this person is more important than you, that they are to be obeyed, and that they are to be respected, because they're coming at you out of their own love for you too. There's a whole lot in that. When you really think about it, there's a whole lot in that concept that's all mixed up in there, and it's really kind of cool. And it's something that now that it's in my head, I'm going to be pondering that more and figuring out what else to do with that. But the loss of the yes ma'am mentality that really that stuck in my head, and I thought that is a very interesting observation, and it's true. And so I don't know, I always try to challenge myself when I have these epiphanies and I have these moments. I always challenge myself to personalize it, to apply it to myself, and so I'm going to be trying to. Now, I don't think I'm disrespectful to my parents. In fact, quite the contrary. I think I'd like to think that I'm very respectful to my parents. And our relationship has changed and evolved over time. I mean, I'm 51 years old now, and so I'm not a kid. I'm not a teenager, and so my dynamic with my parents is quite different than it was when I was younger. But still, the dynamic is based on my love and respect for them, and I would assume that they're aware of that as well. But maybe there's more I can be doing to exhibit the yes ma'am mentality, or even the yes sir mentality, as would go to my dad. But still, it's that concept of appreciating somebody who is in authority, that is trying to do something for me because of their love for me, because of their interest in me, because of their desire to see me succeed, the desire to see me happy, the desire to see me successful. That's the motivation, and understanding that, and so then embracing that yourself. So anyway, that's my challenge for myself, to figure out where else I can apply that. And it's not necessarily just with my parents. It might be to people I work with, might be to friends that I have, that like Tara. It might be just other individuals. But still, I would challenge you as well to consider that, to really think about what the whole yes ma'am mentality means. And how does that apply to you? How does that work in your world? And are there other ways that you could employ it? Because no one of us can change the entire world, but we can impact our world, the world that we have influence on. And as each of us impacts our world and tries to have influence on our little world, as we all are doing that, pretty soon it begins to spread. So there's my challenge for you. And all you have to do is say, well, yes, sir. You can say yes, ma'am, I guess. I've been called worse. But anyway, with that, I'll let you go, and I'll see y'all next time from my front porch.